cyborgs, AI, replacing your parts with mechanical parts to be more efficient. Today we're going to talk about the novelette by Ai Jiang. It's called I Am Ai. So the premise is about this character named Ai, and they're a cyborg. They have this program that's under the guise of like an AI writing program. They are kind of part cyborg because they have like some cyborg parts and they have a battery port and they have to charge their battery or they could possibly die. It's the life of that cyborg, upgrading your systems and changing parts and whatnot. So the program that I has people that need papers written or stories or just stuff that needs like copywritten stuff. And so they have a program where they do that work for people. There's this corporation that has taken over everything. And basically, if you don't work for them, you're like pushed to the outskirts and in poverty. And that's how a lot of the people live, where Ai lives with this community of people. And they've kind of like adopted each other and taken each other in. She has these neighbors. So there's this younger kid that lives near her that's always like playing with their little drone. And then there's Auntie Narwani, who is always charging this watch, and Ai actually powers their little compound. But her battery is getting very low and it's not charging correctly, and so they need to upgrade and fix that. So the story is about the struggle of existence. And it's not just about a cyborg struggle, it's about the human struggle. It's about what happens when these corporate takeovers happen and people are pushed to the outskirts if you don't conform to like what these big conglomerates want. It's either, do what we want you to or get out and be treated like garbage. But it's also about the hope that is inspired by these people that decide to not live in that and to try and make it in a different way. And there's also these other characters there's this one artist that does contract work and sells their stuff to the big conglomerate, but also works on her own artwork, still has something that they can put their passion into. And it's kind of like so many of us just work our lives away and we never really get to fully explore the things that we're truly passionate about. Like if you really wanted to be an artist, it's really hard to make it in that living. And like people who are writers as well, like it starts out as a side thing and then one day maybe the dream of becoming a writer and solely subsisting on that comes to a reality. It just kind of, when I was reading it and seeing how everything became under this like corporate conglomerate, it was sad, but you get the rays of hope from this community that was around this cyborg Ai, and just what I thought they wanted was maybe not what they really needed. And I'm trying not to say too much about it because it's really short and I don't want to give away the story, but it's emotional, it's beautiful, it's sad, it's sweet, and it makes you take a look at kind of like what really is important. Having all that packed in such a short little novelette is hard to do, and this is the second book I've read by this author. The other one being Ling Hoon, and I'll put a link down to that. I have a review of that as well, which was absolutely fantastic. I loved it, and this was great as well. I am always impressed when someone can just pack so much emotion, like packing in their emotion and meaning into such a short story. And I would definitely highly recommend it if you want something to read that you could read it in an hour, possibly less. And it's just a really moving and fantastic story. If you're a fan of novellas that are strange and mysterious, next video coming up will be another one about a book that is strange and mysterious. So stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.